Before the video starts, I want to apologize if I sound sick. I have some really bad allergies right now, so my voice sounds a little bit weird, I guess. Enjoy the video. The Utopia Season 3 has released a month ago, and in this video, I'm going to be showcasing everything that was added. Also, I apologize for being really late to uploading this. I kind of, forgot about it, so, I'm sorry. Let's get into the video, though. When you join the server, you will spawn right here, and this spawn is, I'd say, pretty lovely looking. And there's a lot of options and things in this spawn, so I'm going to start with showcasing everything in this spawn and what everything does. Behind spawn, there is two NPCs, RTP and Starter Kit. A Starter Kit will give you a Starter Kit, which I'll have on screen right now, and that Starter Kit should help you get started on the server. RTP will just RTP you. It doesn't work, so I'm just going to do the command. Yeah. So it will help you just get out of spawn easy. Or you could just walk outside spawn. Even further into spawn, there is a few more NPCs which I will explain. There is a jobs and quests NPC which has the jobs that you can select. So if I click here, it'll pull up all the jobs that you can choose. Farmer, fisherman, hunter, miner, woodcutter, and you can left click them to see what they give and right click them to join the job. There is also a quests menu which showcases all the quests for that specific job. Completing these quests can be used to open a crate over here, which can give multiple items. Right in front of jobs is the Moshpit NPC, which you can interact with and teleport to Moshpit, where you can fight other players without losing any loot. Back here there is two NPCs, well, three. There is a top hours NPC, which showcases the leaderboard stats for top hours. I'm not proud of that statistic. And then there's a top balances NPC, which showcases the players with the top balances. Over here, there is a calendar NPC, which showcases the seasons calendar, which I'll get into seasons later on. When you walk right out of spawn, you'll notice a few NPCs. These are the server developers and Kodiak because he is cool, I guess. There will also be a finale Victor NPC, which, for example, Vector, he won the last season final fight, so he got his own NPC at spawn. When you continue walking out, you'll see a Utopia Shop right over there. When you get to the Utopia Shop and interact with it, you'll notice that it will bring up a menu. These are shop categories that you can purchase new items and all of that from. So the Militia Shop is the only one that's free. Militia Shop has stuff like the Militia's Upgrade Template, the Militia's Rank, which is free, you just need $30,000. Soul of Equinox, which I'll get into those later, Malicious Keys, and Malice. There are also other categories like plushies, which add plushies for some players, and then there's also wood and nature blocks, which you can use to just buy blocks to help decorate your base, which is pretty cool. The Malicious Key from the Militia Shop can also be used to open the Malicious Crate, which if you left click with, you will see all the rewards it can give, which is pretty good. When you walk down spawn, you'll notice there's a little area over there. This is player shops, and when you walk up here, you'll notice there's already a player NPC over here. So this is Vector's shop, and he has a few things set up, like blocks of gold. So if I was to click it, I'd get blocks of gold for $200, and he would receive that $200. I already have an NPC set up here to show as an example. So see, I already have a thing up for sale, which is emeralds, but I'm going to put something else up for sale, like a book. I'm going to go put that book. How much would I like to sell? I would like to sell one book and sell one book for 50. So it'll be added, but there's nothing in there. You have to go back and edit the storage, which I'll add 14 books to my storage. So now, when I preview the shop, I can't buy it from my own shop, obviously. When I preview, you'll see there's 14 books in stock, and people can buy it for $50. Once they pay, I'll get that money immediately, which is pretty cool. That's basically everything Spawn has to offer. Now I'm going to move on to showcasing some of the custom items we have made. When you open your crafting table, you should be able to see some of the new items, like the Lunar Scythe. These can be crafted with those souls that I showed in the video earlier on in the Militia Shop. There are so many custom items, and I don't want to explain all of them in this video, so if you want to go learn all their abilities, you can go to the Utopia Wiki, which I have a link for in the description. However, I do want to showcase a few items. So this is the Boris's Wind Cannon, so whenever I right click, it'll launch me into the air, or you could just fire it at people if you feel like it. There's also the Lunar Scythe, where if you right click with it, it'll launch you up in the air for a few seconds where you'll charge up, and then eventually you'll slam down into the air, that ground, oh my gosh, and then you will do a large explosion, which will knock all the entities around you back and do a large amount of damage. The next thing I want to showcase is seasons. So right now, you can notice that it is winter right now, so there is snow, and the grass is all white or gray. You can also notice there's a little temperature down there. So if I was to go into survival, and stop cheating, you can see that I am freezing. That is because it is -2 outside. So obviously I'm gonna make freeze, and eventually I will start taking freeze damage unless I got near like a torch or whatever, which would heat me up. Some biomes are harder than others, so right now you will notice that I am currently in a desert, and right now my temperature is higher than it was before, which was -2. Seasons will change every few Minecraft days, so some days it'll be spring, and some days it'll be fall. While exploring, you may encounter some custom mobs, so if I walk over here, you will notice there is a rat over here walking around the taiga. There are also snails, which for some reason this one spawned on top of a tree. I don't know why it did. There are so many custom mob variants you can find in the overworld. For example, here's I don't know what this variant is called, but here's a custom cow. And there's also a pale pig, which you can find in the Pale Garden. The server also contains a ton of data packs, which I'll have on screen right now, and if you would like to learn more about them, I have links to their pages in the description of this video. Some of these data packs overhaul the overworld generation, nether generation, and even the end. Some even add custom weapons. Lastly, I want to talk about the Utopia Wiki. By clicking the link in the description, you can visit the Utopia Wiki, which has a ton of information. The wiki even includes information on the server's lore. However, the wiki isn't very finished yet, so a ton of information may be missing. If you have any questions, make sure to leave a comment and I will try to answer all of them.